A full day of racing is on tap today at Eldora as drivers chase the million. Plus, Indiana Midget Week is back tonight after a rain out yesterday. We've got short track Super Series results and more. Let's go. Today is Thursday, June 9th, 2022. Welcome into Dirt Tracker Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. So all that build up yesterday and for the days and weeks leading up, ending up being kind of all for nothing. The first day of the Eldora Million and Dream Weekend ended up being lost to rain. A couple of different lines of weather, including some tornadoes and some tornado warnings in the area, shut down Eldora for the day. But it looks like we did get most of the cars through tech, and last night's rainout has set up what will hopefully be an epic day of racing today, and the weather does look much better for today. They still need to run the Wednesday night racing to get things set up for tonight's show, so a big day is on tap at Eldora. Gates are opening at 10 a.m., which as I record this is in about 15 minutes, with hot laps scheduled for 11. They will run the Wednesday racing into the afternoon, then turn things over for tonight's show, where they will give over $1 million to the feature winner. If you're at the track or headed that way, your Wednesday tickets are good for today's program, but the grandstands will be cleared ahead of the Thursday program. If you only have Thursday tickets, those are only good for the Thursday night program tonight. They are not good for the day program today. I haven't seen a final tally on car count for the racing just yet, but we shouldn't have a problem getting well over 100 cars. We'll obviously know a final tally by the time hot laps are rolling at 11. As promised, I turned the Eldora special events area of the analytics section live yesterday afternoon. Right now, we have data on 12 race nights, basically all of the big shows from 2021 between the World and the Dream, including all of the prelim nights and all of the final nights. That includes info for 116 drivers, race results for each night, plus all the regular stats and analytics you've come to expect from Dirt Tracker. A lot of that is free to browse right now over at dirttracker.com/analytics. When you start getting into the actual numbers, Brandon Overton was clearly the king of Eldora last year. Not that we didn't already know that, but the numbers bear that out as well. In 8 features between the World and Dream, he never finished worse than 6th. He had 6 wins, 7 top 5s, and an average finish of 1.875. Just insane. That also included 201 lap sled, 5 heat race victories, and a quick time. None of the other 115 drivers that participated last year were anywhere even close to those numbers. Jonathan Davenport did have 6 top 5s and 8 top 10s to go with 2 victories, but his average finish is a little bit lower, 4.625. Still very respectable, let's be honest here. Still really good. And Tim McCready was also incredibly good with a win and an average finish of 5.375. Because of the day job, I spent quite a lot of time in the car, so I used that time yesterday to listen to the Dirt on Dirt videocast previewing the Million and the Dream, and a lot of the media roundtable members actually picked Dale McDowell to win this week. He didn't have any wins a year ago. He did have 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s, and an average finish of 7.38. Certainly not a bad choice given that and his past history at Eldora. I do want to point out one other name here, though, Chris Ferguson. He's coming off that big win at the Show Me 100, so we know he can win a crown jewel. And last year in these races at Eldora, he had 4 top 5s and 7 top 10s. I feel like he's a guy that could jump up and maybe steal this thing from the bigger names in the field. And then one other name that I want to give you, and a name I haven't heard anyone talking about right now, is Greg Satterley. He had 2 prelim night wins a year ago at Eldora and has shown a bunch of speed this season, including a Lucas win at Port Royal and several top 5 and top 10 finishes with each of the national tours this season. If you're playing fantasy racing this weekend like Dirt Draft and you want to kind of get an edge on your competition, you can find all of these numbers and more over at dirttracker.com/analytics/Eldora. As for the track conditions at Eldora this week, a bunch of rain was probably not what the facility needed, as they have been working day and night over the last week plus to kind of get things in order. And according to Dirt on Dirt's Kyle McFadden, Rob Plattfoot and the Eldora track crew ended up removing about half of the 300 loads of clay they added to the Speedway last fall. They started work on that removal on Tuesday morning and didn't finish until about 2 a.m. on Wednesday morning. All this work was in response to those rough conditions they had for both the Flow Racing Night in America Series event and the Johnny Appleseed Classic earlier this year. Remember, it was that Johnny Appleseed Classic that Josh Richards was hurt when he got hit with a dirt clod. And Richards isn't competing this week because of that. Hopefully they're headed in the right direction, though. Even with the overnight rain, we'll be in for a good day of racing. If you aren't ducking out of work today to get to Eldora, Flow Racing will have live coverage all day. If you need a subscription, click the link below in the video description. I'm debating throwing up a live stream tonight following the big main event. Let me know if an Eldora Million after show is something you'd be interested in later on tonight. But if you aren't, if you're going to be watching all day, if you're headed to the track, whatever you're doing today, enjoy that full day of late model racing. But if you're not a late model guy, don't worry, there is other stuff to get into today. Indiana Midget Week was supposed to be back in action last night at Circle City Raceway in Indianapolis, but the USAC Midget Show was lost to weather. They had afternoon showers, which halted the day. But the good thing is the event hasn't been canceled. They're pushing it back to Sunday, so it will now be the Midget Week finale. Tonight, the racers head to Lincoln Park Speedway for what is now round 4, and as we talked about yesterday, everyone is still chasing Buddy Kofoid. He leads both the year-long standings and the Midget Week points after the first 3 rounds that included 2 wins and a second for him. Justin Grant and Timez are in pursuit for the Midget Week title as well. I have 3 shows in the DirtTracker.com analytics database for the Midgets at Lincoln Park back through the 2020 season. Tanner Thorson was the winner a year ago, with Chris Windham and Kyle Larson splitting wins at the track the year before. I think with the lack of races at Circle City in the past, last night's show could have been a little bit of a wild card during this week of racing, and maybe Kofoid's win chances were a little bit less. That is not true tonight at Lincoln Park. He doesn't have any wins there, but in 3 appearances, Buddy has 3 top 10s, including a 3rd and a 4th in his past 2 races. That, along with his current hot streak, has Kofoid the favorite from the DirtTracker.com analytics prediction formula. And I can't seem to come up with a convincing argument right now against that. Both JG and Timez have average finishes outside the top 10 in their previous 3 starts at Lincoln Park. And if you look at the other names that have been strong lately, I don't believe Mitchell Moles has any past starts there. Bryant Wiedemann was 14th a year ago in his only start, and Kaylee Bryson wasn't in the top 10 in any of her 3 previous starts at Putnamville either. The only other drivers I'd maybe look at for tonight are Cannon McIntosh and Kyle Cummins. The problem for Cannon, he's coming off finishes of 23rd at the Berg and 19th at Hobstadt. And Cummins has been really strong lately. He's got 3 top 10s during Midget Week so far, but his past at Lincoln Park isn't super great either. I feel like all signs right now are pointing to more good for Kofoid. Hot laps are scheduled to start tonight at 6 p.m. Eastern. Non-wing sprint cars and mod lights also on the card tonight. If you aren't headed out to the track, you can watch this one live tonight on Flow Racing as well. We did get some racing in last night with the Short Track Super Series Modifieds running at the Bloomsburg Fair Raceway in Pennsylvania. In the 50-lap main event, it was Anthony Perego driving up from his 9th starting spot to capture the $7,000 victory. It was Perego's first Short Track Super Series win of the season and 2nd total big block win. He also has a victory this season in weekly competition at Orange County Fair Speedway. Behind him, Ryan Godown, Danny Buck, Matt Shepard, and Mike Guler completed the top 5. Shepard actually drove all the way up from 20th to bag that top 5 finish, but I wonder if him and Guler are maybe not friends today. There were a few occasions last night where Shepard and Guler made some pretty serious contact. The series point standings haven't been updated yet this morning, but Godown will maintain the South Region lead over Shepard. But Danny Creedon has probably lost the North Region lead. Remember, last night was a dual North Region, South Region race. Creedon finished 13th last night, so he's going to give up a bunch of ground there. The next stop for the Short Track Super Series is a North Region event on June 19th at Devil's Bowl Speedway in Vermont. That is a 10,000 to win main event. It's another solid day on the streaming services with 7 shows coming up tonight. Flow Racing has the aforementioned Eldora Million all day long, plus Indiana Midget Week from Lincoln Park and Flow Racing 24/7. Speed Sport has weekly and IMCA racing from several places, including Grand Rapids, Kossuth County, and Southwest. Plus, they have now 600 micros from Creek County. To see the full daily streaming schedule with links to watch, visit dirttracker.com/watch tonight. That's it for the show today. Have a good Thursday. If you have thoughts about the topics on today's show, please leave them in the comments below or tweet at me. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow for more Dirt Tracker Daily.